Good evening, y'all. Sorry for the late podcast, but give me a moment and we will be live. I don't have a lot of this set up the way I would like it. New computer, new problems, but we're gonna get this rolling. Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Fury. Uh, Good evening, and forgive me if the setup isn't what I usually have with the backdrop and everything to it, or the green screen. It's just that this is really impromptu right now. Uh, and Ayo, what's going on? Oh, you got a beat I can use for the podcast? Nice, nice. Uh, man, so I need one of those. I need some sound and some stuff to it. Um, got the new computer, but like I said, new computer, new problems. Uh, yeah, this podcast, the name of it, I call it the Grateful Podcast because throughout the last few months of my life, like of my recent life, with the job I do, everything that I do when it comes to the EMS field, just personal things in life, just sitting here as a black man in black America. I'm gonna check that link in a moment. Just sitting here as a black man in black America, it's just like shit is hard. Shit is like hard, and I'm not saying it's like oh it's a woe is me situation, but when I say it's hard, it's because of the internal dealings that I deal with every day with my own people. Be it the Negroes around here, be it that's what's the main thing. And the funny thing is, I was listening to our Obsidian podcast the other day, and he nailed it exactly how I felt. And I thought it was crazy because I thought I was made. There's got to be other people that feel this way in Black America, and it's the fact that you, let's say you, brother, you got things going well for yourself. I mean, like, you're not the richest guy on the planet. Like myself, I'm not the richest man on the planet, but clean record, clean life, ain't got a bunch of baby mothers. If you have any, let alone if you have children at all, I don't have any children. See, there's a lot to be grateful for. Hence the reason the Grateful Podcast, because you work your way up. Let's say me, my 23-year-old self, until now, like there was a part of me like from 23 to 33, like why can I have what I want? Like I deserve what I want. I had this grandiose view that a lot of women in my life gave me. A lot of the women in my relatives, my mother, be it my sister, they had this simple moniker: do do for your girl, and she will return the favor, which we know was bullshit. It's bullshit. I learned that a decade ago, but it just doesn't. It doesn't. So despite all of that, you still like, you know what? We, work your way through life. Do the things you need to do in life, and things will find you. You always hear somebody saying, you know what? And I look back on it now, and Now I understand. Now I understand why a lot of females always used to tell us, stop looking so hard. It will find you. You know what that's code speak for, AO? When women constantly tell you stop looking hard, it will find you. You're looking too hard. That's them telling you without saying it outright that women, we ain't interested in you right now. It will find we will get back to you once we finish getting comed on, and have multiple kids. That's when we will find you. This is why they tell you that. They don't tell you outright. It's a lot of code speak that a lot of men had to learn on their own. Unfortunately, I had to learn on my own. Yes, I had positive male role models in my life, but then they were positive to a certain degree, meaning they were positive in my life for me, teaching me how to be one with my masculinity, okay? And not toxic, okay? Not that, oh my God, everything is toxic. You know, that's been outed that the whole toxic masculinity was coined by a a male therapist who's in the academy. He's in the Alphabet Academy, if you know what I mean. He coined that phrase. So let me get this straight. A man who probably had dealings with straight men who weren't attracted to him made up the term toxic masculinity, and now women are just using it like it was just throwing it out there like it was just the killer buzzword. So I've always had male positive when to that, but when it comes to their dealings with women, they were playing the field, and I was like, yo, how you are so you show me how to be in tune with my masculinity, but you dog out women. And then I realized, growing older, and I look back in retrospect, they were treating a lot of the women the way these women allowed them to treat them, because a lot of these women like that shit. They like it. So you in there simping up for them, and they don't make their drawers wet. I'm not spitting something because I heard it verbatim. I honestly learned that myself. I was dating a attractive Dominican female, same age as me. And guess what? She dated as toxic as fuck. She wanted to drink all the time. She wanted to just actually just basically me be aggressive to her. She had this preconceived notion of a black man in America that we like, come here, bitch, this, that, and the fourth. And I'm like, this is the type of men she liked. And yes, we got a lot of Dominican men out there that's the same way. But it's just something about the black American man that we are the face of toxic masculinity. And I'm like, oh, hell no. That's just, it's not my nature, number one. Number two, I don't, why? You are a grown ass woman. After a certain amount of time, you gotta mature out of this. You got two kids by two different men, and you have two kids by two different men. Your husband, who's the father of your eldest, left you. But you still want to drink. You still want to that. You just. I don't even want to talk about it no more. And then on top of that, how you whack, how you how you how your sex game whack. Like, riddle me this. And they put a lot on you that it's you. You need to make their life better. And I'm like, if you need to make that intimacy better, and I'm saying to you, like, you too. It ain't just about putting your lips on the chocolate stick. how we can sit there. I don't know. It don't work on me no more. You can't sit there and tell me all these things that just piss me off, and you're doing it spitefully, and you think I'm supposed to just grab you up and like throw you on the bed and just be attracted to you. No, I want you to fuck out my house. Or I want to be far away from you as possible at this moment. See, they don't make that correlation. They just don't. Hey, what's going on, George? Oh man. Yeah, I'm just doing this live. I'm testing, running this new computer. New computer, new problems. But anyway, like I'm just so great. Like when I say this pod, I call it the Grateful Podcast, is because I'm so grateful that I made it through a lot of this stuff virtually unscathed. A lot wiser, a little bit angrier, because a lot of this stuff I just look. I'm only angry because I look back on like, damn it, if I only knew back then what I know now. But I'm so grateful that I made it through a lot of this stuff without a baby mother, without a divorce, being a divorced man. And because I am single and don't have any children, I'm able to make what budget I do have here in America, because the average medium isn't that great at all. I don't give a damn what you do. Everybody, money, money, this, money, that, money, that, money, that. And I'm like, look, yes, I want to better my career. Yes, I have bettered my career. Yes, I'm not done. There's other things I would like to do, and I would like to be wiser with my money. But then there's bucket list things that you need to get out your way, because until you are able to do things and fulfill certain things in your life that you want to fulfill your wants, you won't focus on your needs. Get that shit out the way. Get that mindset out. People always say focus on your needs and then your wants. You got to balance that shit out. I needed a new car because my truck can go any day. And people like, why haven't you got rid of the truck yet? It can go any day. And I was at a financial point where I put money to the side to down payment on a car that will be mine. Not lease a car. Finance a car. Take care of it. Learn how to take care of the shit that you put your money into, rather than treating it as disposable and go from lease after lease. Get a late model car. You don't have to have the new car. Who are you impressing? I ain't impressing nobody. Like I just said, I am a single man. Why she worry about my vehicle? And then I already have enough that people say enough to me. Oh, you got a car. Why do you bike to work? Or is it for the gas money? Yeah, and it's to kill two birds with one stone. Maybe because I don't have the time to go to the gym like I used to go to I used to just a moment ago. Because there's big boy things that I wanted to purchase. And now, like, case in point, the bike. Case in point, my vehicle. There's other things. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to oppress somebody. I'm doing it because it's the shit I want in my life. Now I got what I wanted. I bought something that's future proof. I'm not driving my car a lot because I got the bike. That car gonna last a lot longer than that truck I have out there. Believe it or not, is 15 fucking years old. Okay? No, I'm sorry, it's 17 years old. But the thing is, the car is something that is kind of future proof. I take care of it. Case in point, I took care of this one. I took care of the truck till the wheels fell off. But I'm not making this money to impress you heifers. Sorry. I'm here and I'm in the situation that I'm in and how I live because I'm living for me. If things were different, oh, thanks, George. If things were different and I had mouths to feed besides two pit bulls, my life would be different from it. See, it's called owning it, owning up to your responsibility. It's called accountability. We don't have social media. We don't have social media to cry on like a bunch of bitches. And when I say that, I'm not saying women. I'm just talking about like a bitch, like you just bitch made in general. You just bitching and complaining. It's like something Prodigy said in the HINC album, his solo album, Prodigy, the late Prodigy from Mobb Deep, said, "You crying because you broke from the projects. That's not pain. That's emotions. You a bitch." I'm talking about real pain. That's what he talking about. He lived with sickle cell. That's pain. When your blood, when your blood cells, your red blood cells shape like sickles, which means they don't travel through your veins well, and they don't travel smoothly through the veins, is pain. Pain. That's what he was talking about. You can never feel my pain. People go through personal pains all the time. They do. But like I said, this is a grateful podcast because I could sit here and I could tell you right now, there's a lot of things that could be worse in my life. But people like, oh, this could be better. Yeah, I know things could be better in a lifetime, but I'm like, you know what? I put this in front of me. This is what I wanted at this particular time. Now I have to pay, and I have to pay with both monetarily means and with patience. And in the meantime, so I can stick around and that patience can pay off, I need to take care of my body and my mind. I need to take care of both of them. And I need to take care of my mind, my body, and I need to make sure I have a place I live. So a lot of people have this whole thing like, I have to have the dopest apartment, I have to have the best view, I have to have this. I'm in the hood, y'all. Because I know even if I didn't have the car I was paying for, even if I didn't buy the parts to put together this dope ass computer that I made, even if I didn't have my insurance, my full coverage I needed for my vehicle, and the liability I need for my other vehicle, I'm not doing that. You don't see me posting that. Oh my God, I got two cars. I got two cars. No, no. As I do this YouTube channel right now, this is not a monetized channel. Why? Because I didn't go hard in the paint to get over 1,000 subscribers. When YouTube took away the mobile live feature from people under a certain amount of subs, I was like, you know what? Fuck YouTube. And yes, I'm on YouTube telling you that. I was like, fuck your policies. You want to do a game? I want to do a gaming stream. And I want to play Grand Theft Auto 5, but I have to play the music down because I get copyright thing, because music that was copyrighted and for the game of Grand Theft Auto, the game that I'm playing, that Rockstar, the company, got the copyrights for the music because I'm playing it through the game. I still get copyrights. If you viewed the content rather than just listen to the content, you will realize that I'm playing the game and I'm not sitting here doing a pirate radio broadcast. I'm not doing that. So YouTube's policies are fucking stupid anyway. And now I sit back and I look like this and I light my imaginary cigar and just look back at all the YouTubers complaining about monetization changes, how the money ain't what it used to be no more, right? The same people that was talking about how they was throwing their subs in your face. Now, they gotta go even harder for that. I had one dude I was subscribed to. He done filmed a live video from his bed with his fucking lips all ashy and no shirt on. Like, I woke up and I saw that they demonetized my channel. He got his channel monetization back, but YouTube ain't something that you can rely on. And for those who make it work, I take off my hat to you. But not everybody can be a YouTuber. Not everybody can buck dance and tap dance for a demographic or try to tap into a demographic who don't respect them. Yes, I said it. You can't sit there and you can't buck dance, and tap dance for like, case in point, the whole anti SJW thing, the whole weaponization and the bastardization of the word woke. Okay, woke was something that black people said to one another since the 1940s. Yo, see, look at that. Look how they treat us and look how they treat those. Yo, stay woke, brother. Like that. Now, woke is, oh my God, Star Wars has a black female in it. This is woke. This is garbage. She's only here because she's a diversity hire. It got turned to that. And the fucked up thing is, a lot of black YouTube content creators use that verbiage, the weaponized version of the word woke. They use it in their content because they don't give a shit about origins. They only want to use the buzzwords that allow them to keep on buck dancing and catering to a demographic who blames their misery in life and their inability to enjoy pop culture on the fact that there's a fucking female who just happens to be black, or is a black man in there, or, oh my God, it's a token character. Like Young Ripper 59 talking about tokenization. Nigga, you a fucking token in the demographic of anti-SJWs, and you talking about tokenism in a comic book? Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry. But that's the shit, that's how I feel. And yes, I'm looking in the T-Boz has it too. Yes, I do remember that. There was a lot of from T when I was talking, because I made a reference to Prodigy minutes ago about him having sickle cell anemia. Yeah, T-Boz has it. I knew that. Yeah, I forgot. She was another one that has it. But yeah, I had to get that out of my system. Like, so imagine me back on the topic I was just talking about. Now imagine me catering to a bunch of people who make content that is just downright disrespectful to my skin folk. Why would I want to cater to you? It's sad enough I gotta deal with enough toxicity in a lot of these fan bases. Star Wars fans killed Star Wars, right? That's what Groovy Movies said. He took that video down because he was getting too much flack for it, or he made it unlisted, but it was a great video. Because a lot of people were pissed at him probably because he spoke his mind. Like, Star Wars fans killed Star Wars. And Dave Down Under is another one who talked about it too. An Australian Star Wars fan. Now, imagine that toxicity already, and I bring up Star Wars because imagine that toxicity already in that fan base, already in the Game of Thrones fan base, in the DC fan base, in the Marvel fan base. Now, imagine that toxicity as is, and then you add a layer of gender and race into it. Notice that when The Witcher Blood Origins came out, they weren't making a big deal about Michelle Yeoh. And I'm not making a big deal. I love Michelle Yeoh. I loved her in Shang-Chi. I loved her, and the first movie I think I saw her in was a Jackie Chan movie. I think it was it Super Cop, or one of the what they called it in America. I forgot what they called it in China. I love Michelle Yeoh. That's auntie right there. That can get it. But she ain't as hot as Ming Na. Ming Na, from Agents of Shield, who I first saw in as Chun Li in Street Fighter, that awful Van Damme Street Fighter. It had one highlight in it. Ming Na Wen. Ming Na wins. Even as in Agents of Shield in her fifth, yo, she is beautiful. She gorgeous, man. So Mandalorian also, like, come on, come on. See, I'm talking about Ming Na. I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, Police Story 3. It was Super Cop. It was just known as Super Cop in America, but it was Police Story 3 Super Cop. But yeah, Ming Na. Mm. Sibel Hugh. Who's a lot of the ones I grew up watching? Anyway, uh, what was I to see? I started talking about Ming Na, and that just threw me off because I've always thought Ming Na was just like she's just hot, always. And then see that she got older and she still looked that damn good. I'm like, fine wine, fine wine. Not everybody ages like that. Not everybody ages like that. You got people who live a hard life, but I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, Kylie Minogue as Cammy. That's right. You just reminded me. I forgot she was in that. It was funny that I see the guy who played Ken. He was in that movie Blood In, Blood Out. I used to that movie used to come on a lot on HBO. So I was like, it was just, I don't even want to bring up that movie because the movie did it was just, hey Bison, you sick son of a bitch, you like to see yourself on camera? He like to watch your camera. He like, how about this? So, there's so much stupid shit in that movie. That movie is just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. But it was Raul Julia's last movie, so it has a sentimental value to some people because we all saw him as Gomez in the Adams Family movies with Angelica Houston as Morticia, Christopher Lloyd as Fester, Christina Ricci as Wednesday. Uh, yeah, they played it on TV a lot. Yeah, Damian Chopper, that's him. Yep. And then I was watching Arrow, and then I seen Byron Mann. I was like, that's the guy who played you, Byron Mann. And then he was also in the Wu Assassin series recently, a couple years ago with what's the Indonesian actor? I don't know how to pronounce his name. A while, Ikalis, something like that. I'm sorry, I butchered your name, man. But the Wu Assassin series that had Iwao in it. It had Byron Mann. It had Mark Dacascos. It had what's the guy name that just played Cole in Mortal Kombat reboot, the new Mortal Kombat movie. Something Tan. What's his first name? Who played oh, I'm sorry, Ikayo Uwais. Thank you. Iko Uwais. It had Joey Taslim. No, no, Wu Assassin didn't have Joey Taslim. That he was in the movie The Raid with him. So yeah, just there's a couple of things. So I get into these rants and I just throw myself off. I forgot what I was talking about. I mean, I forgot what I was talking about when it was lost that I I started talking about Street Fighter, but before that I was talking about Ming Na. But what did that lead to? Yeah, sorry, I get like this all the time. Don't mind me. But um, I was talking about the Star Wars fan base, and now imagine that toxicity, and you introduce race and gender to that. And I gotta constantly sit here and imagine me making YouTube content, manufacturing and catering to the whole thing about women demographic. You know, oh, it's feminine, women, this, that. Why is there so many women there? I was like, bruh, you never read a comic book? You never read a comic book. And I'm not saying here like, oh, I'm for change and I'm gonna be here and I have enough problems with women in real life, but I'd be damned if I gotta listen to a bunch of guys cry about seeing a woman play a superhero, that is irrelevant to life itself. As if women have never been superheroes. Do I have to go over to my damn comic book? Let me just pull a handful of comic books out right now. All right, now these are older comic books here, but just look at the cover. I'm sorry. This is why a lot of guys think the way they do about comic related situations. Case in point, you have this was a source book for Wildcats. You have of how many characters? You got Maul, you got Void, you have Spartan, you have Grifter, you have Zealot, you have Voodoo, and you have Lord Imp. Now, out of how many characters I see on this cover? Oh, there's a few characters, but let's talk about the Wildcats themselves, not the villains on the side. You have Void, who is a female character, even though she's like I forgot what power she has. It's been a long time. You got Void, Voodoo, and Zealot. That's three females on the good guy team. And then you have Warblade, Maul, Grifter, and you have Spartan. Even though he's an android. And then you have Lord Imp. You have 5 male characters. You got 8 characters total. See, this is why a lot of guys who make this content are just having that violent ass reaction to Lewis Tan. Having a violent ass reaction to seeing women starring in shit. Because they always play the demographic that it was less women than men in these fields. Like case in point, Power Rangers. You have 4 guys on the 6-person team in Power Rangers or in Super Sentai. You have 2 females, sometimes even just one. Just one. I've never seen a balanced Super Sentai team with the exception. No, I haven't. If there's a 7-person team, you're gonna get 3 females the most. Shikinja, which was Power Rangers Samurai. Shikinja came the closest. You had the male Red Ranger whose sister was originally supposed to be Red Ranger. She came back and took the role, but he still was Red Ranger too. So you had her, and then you had the other 2 females in the group too. But then you had the male Red Ranger. You had you had a few of them. It was like 4 males and 3 females. I've never seen a balanced Super Sentai team. And in comics, that's the same thing. This is the type of thing that I'm talking about right here. Like case in point, also I got like this X-Force comic book right here. As you can see, let's count how many members of the original X-Force this is. Yes, this is issue 1. And you have Cannonball. You have Warpath. You have Shatterstar. You have Domino. You have Boom Boom, Feral, Cable. So let's go back and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 3 females and you have 4 guys. You see? This is the reason why a lot of guys have this violent ass reaction to seeing now today there's more females, and I'm like, aren't there a lot more females in America itself than it is guys? Especially in Black America, there's more females than it is men. But they not superheroes. They not as strong as men. It's a comic book. Shut the fuck up. So I have a few issues and stuff. Look at this one. I remember this series from the Punisher. Should I get these rated? I know they're not in the super best condition, but given the age, this Punisher comic book right here is this is 32 years old, man. This comic book is 32 years old. A lot of these here, I got a super-sized full special, Marvel Superhero Special featuring the X-Men. This comic book is 32 years old, man. I'm thinking about getting some of these graded so I can sell them. and stuff. Not for much, but they sit here collecting dust, and it's gonna come a time where I'm gonna have to part ways with it anyway, due to uh impending death. Maybe this is not all forever. Hell, I would love to pass on these collectibles I got here to a lot of people, these game consoles and stuff, and streamline my collection eventually. But those will be in my final days, to be telling you, when I feel like I'm really sick or something, or I'm in a condition where I need to move elsewhere, and I'm not moving to a place where I can keep a lot of this stuff. Oh yeah. People, you can't take it with you. You can't. But back on subject here, as you can see, there's a ratio. There's always been portrayed more men as heroic characters, more men who are palm colored, more palm colored people in situations. And come now that a lot of pop culture, a lot of comics, a lot of sci-fi is starting to reflect the real world demographics of, especially in America, where it's based on. People, you're just gonna have to fucking deal with it. Now, critique it for being terrible or praise it for being good. But when you're sitting here just saying it's just garbage because the lead actor is a black female, you are a piece of shit. And you could say, oh, I'm just a purist. That's just like putting sprinkles on the fucking turd. It's still shit. Anyway. But once again, I am so grateful that I don't have to deal with this shit to be a YouTuber, because I'm not taking it to the next level. I'm not trying to be like, okay, I need to really get these channel subs up. This channel has become a love letter to just my spare time. Just as a hobby. Yeah, you'll see me put compilations together of Abba and Preach, because they one of my favorite YouTubers. I've been watching them for the last few years, and I just find their humor funny, because I had Abba Preach, they dynamic reminds me of a friend I used to have, and we used to fucking crack up about shit. We used to watch YouTube videos, sit here in this very corner that looked a lot different back then, and we used to crack the fuck up watching videos. We don't have friends like that anymore. Black men, we need friends like that. Men in general, just screw just being black. We need friends like that. We need friends that check us and check in on us. Like case in points, I'm being checked in on right now. Like in the comment section, alive. That's a long time friend of mine. And you know how we met? Because I used to work a game store. And he used to come in with his then his then love. But things change. I ain't gonna go into detail, put names out there. So that's how we met. And since then we've kept in contact. Kept in contact. You have some people who you have known for that same amount of time who just treat you just as a fucking associate. Unfortunately, a lot of them look just like me, which is sad. You got people who will say, you gotta understand, people grow up different, we grow apart and stuff, and we got different values in life. Oh, I'm sorry, it's because I'm not married and I don't have any children that I can't be your friend. Like, you see, sometimes you really just gotta move on. Because you realize people they were just your friend because you were someone to hang with until they got ultimately what they wanted in life. I'm sorry. I want you, if I make friends to be a lasting impression, but then people fall out and there's nothing you can really do about it, despite your best efforts. And I'm like, I'm the type that's just like, you know what? I'm trying to hang on to this, but when I sense you acting funny, I'm like, ill, ill. Like you just know, you just feel it, just like this motherfucker acting brand new on me. But in all, sometimes it takes that type of dynamic and that change of dynamic to make you feel like, you know what? Now look at how hard it is to maintain a lot of these things. And he done went on and did things that I look at right now and I'm like, yeah, I'm not built for that. Yeah, I don't want that. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. This is me. This is it right now. Not like this is it. This is the my limit. No, I'm saying this is it. The moment right now. A lot of people would just be like, they use other people's lives as a litmus test to theirs. Yes, you see people do make moves that you like, you know what? That's a good move. I wouldn't mind doing that. But you have to understand you have to do it at your own speed and your own style. You know? That's why I don't this is another reason why I don't do the whole thing where I'm I'm bigging up relationships that I see other people having right now. I used to do that, but I don't do that anymore. You know why? Because they're only going to show you the positivity. They're only going to show you positivity. That's why you notice a lot of guys, right? Don't like the interference of they don't like when they're in a relationship with a woman. A lot of guys don't like when they're in a relationship with a woman and she's constantly comparing you to her friend's husband. They don't like that shit. You know why? Because you we ain't them. We're not them. You and it all comes back to guess what? That whole situation, it all comes back to Mullah. He might you might be at 79,000 a year and he's at 98,000 a year and she's wondering why you can't get that. Meanwhile, she offers absolutely nothing of value to you. That with no words of encouragement. No, all right, baby, go ahead, study. I got this. You know, you working so hard, and I appreciate that. The entitlement, the ungrateful, especially just the entitlement in general. You're doing that. You should be doing that. Somebody drew a picture, and we hear this expression, "What do you bring to the table?" And some guy drew a picture, and there was a woman standing, and this is the table, and it was just her damn, it was just her lips. Those lips were the only thing on the table. And then when you got women who have done well for themselves, it comes at a heavy price. They have lost their femininity. Uh, their best years are behind them. Their childbearing years are behind them. They have absolutely no uh how can we say, they don't have any emotional, they don't have any relationship maturity. See, I made a video about this about a couple years ago, and I was like, you're 30 dating like you're 15, something like that. I think that's the title of it, to paraphrase it. And a lot of women do this. We spend so many years, so many years working on what you want to work on instead of knowing how to balance and navigate through life. That when you finally get the career you wanted, you still have an affinity for Pookie, Ray Ray, 12 Gauge Mike, Lil Neckbone, and Cousin Creophis. You still. And the Lil 12 Gauge Mike and Lil Neckbone, that's a Kid Organic Don Mega reference. See, I don't use people's shit and try to make it mine. Okay? Alright? So yeah, it's that. They got that reference. And let me catch up. I'm glad we stayed friends all through the years. And Miles, yes. I am too, man. I am too. Dead ass serious. So many things have changed. So many people have gotten brand new on us due to distance, due to life changes that they went through. You know, people started families. People ran their fucking mouth. People ran their mouth, and you start realizing they weren't the friend that you thought they were. Some of them were just real, just bitch ass motherfuckers. You, Jason Brown, fuck you. You know I was gonna bring that waffle colored Negro up. You know I was gonna bring his punk ass up. I don't understand. How low was your self-esteem? How low was your self-esteem that every time me, George, Jovan, whoever online bigged up and talked about how beautiful a certain actress was, you had to be the one nigga that come in and be like, oh, I don't like her jawbone structure. Her elbow is ashy in that picture. Women were talking about William Levi, the Jewish the Hispanic Jewish guy from down I forgot what part of South America he's from. Look at his eye. He got the town, he got eyes like a town drunk. He ain't that fucking handsome. I'm like, bro, are you serious? Why you shit on everybody? Why you like for what? Like, why are you doing that? And meanwhile, your wife has a fucking pie face. You married to one of the most basic looking chicks I've ever seen in my life. But meanwhile, when I was like, yo, I fucking love me some Nelly Furtado. She thick as hell. Or what's the chick that used to do she initially did the voice of Meg on Family Guy, and she was the youngest sister on Party of Five. Lacey something. I forgot her name. Anyway, oh, she's not that pretty. I'm like, nigga, you'll fuck out of here, bro. You that got the yeah. Elbow support, eyelashes too dry. Yes, yeah. You knew I was going. You knew I was coming. You knew I was gonna bring that motherfucker up. You knew it. You knew it. Yes, I am so. As we keep on the theme of grateful, I am so like J. Cole said. Every day I think the man upstairs that I ain't you and you ain't me. And that's how I feel about you. I'm glad I ain't you. Get off my dick. Motherfucker blocked me on Facebook because I kept calling him out. You push back. You the same motherfucker who always purposely went against the grain just to stand out because I don't know, maybe you felt invisible in high school. Maybe the girls didn't treat you right. Maybe you the type of light skin, you was the awkward type of brother that a lot of the black women shit on. And believe me, if you really got to know me, you will understand that we cut from the same cloth when it comes from us being overlooked by our own women. But no, you decided to just be a motherfucking hater and a habitual against the grain goer. And when people called you out on your bullshit, you fucking blocked them. You a whole ass nigga, man. Full on whole ass nigga. Now I can understand if somebody was making racial comments towards you, making threats towards your life and stuff. Yeah. But somebody dared called you out for being a dick and you cried like a bitch. Like a bitch. Let me catch up with the comments. Lacey Chabert. Yeah, that's her. That is her. Yeah, go. He admitted that he was a fucking simp in high school. And meanwhile, water is wet. How? Oh my god, I am so. My mind is blown. He was a simp in high school. How could I have not seen that? Yo, yo. Exactly my point. Exactly my point. But also, in this same dynamic, I happen to have. There was a. What's her name? And you know I'm going to bring her up too. Speaking of people who unfriend you and block you, I'm going to bring up Miss Noel also. And you know why she was mad at me? George, you know why she mad at me, man? Because I, at that point in Facebook, was constantly talking about how toxic and how unaccountable and how deceitful. You remember how I was on Facebook? I was calling out women all the fucking time. I was projecting my shit through my life experiences. And in the meantime, I'm not sitting here, you always saying, you just seem bitter. You just bitter and everything. No, I say, no, hold up. I was bitter, but now I can sit back in here and I can tell you exactly what I don't want in my life. But hit dogs holler. Hey, Bronzeberg. But hit dogs holler. And Miss Noel was a hit dog. Didn't know her from a can of paint. But she always found a way to try, and the emphasis try to indirectly send jabs at me. And I say try because they weren't as indirect as you think. Bitch, I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. You doing that shit online and then you go and then you comment and then you go into somebody's DM section and be like, yo, look what I just said to him. And I meant it towards him. Your girl put you on blast. Your friend who was in the forum that we were in put you on blast. That you were purposely saying shit at me indirectly as if I'm stupid. And I happened to run into her at a store and stuff. And she was like, hi. I was like, oh, we good? Are we good? Everything cool? She's like, oh, no. See, you doing that shit online to me to try to fucking emasculate me. But you the same bitch that was cheating on your boyfriend, go out, suck another dude's dick, and come home and kiss him in the mouth, and then brag about it to your other female friends as if you was you were you was about how you were doing that and he was too stupid to know that. Yeah, exactly my point. So there's a few people that we know that they can, to me, they can kick fucking rocks. Now I'll give a thunderous back shots, but that's about it. You know why, nigga? Because I'm 44 now. I ain't the whole theme of me of long-term relationships. That shit has been dying off in me for a long time. But that shit ain't gonna happen. It ain't. Because by the time a lot of them, and I said this earlier in this podcast, I said this earlier podcast, The reason why a lot of women always say to you, stop looking, it will find you. And I'm gonna repeat that. I'm gonna like, and you can put a pin in this if you want. I'm gonna repeat it. A lot of the reason why a lot of women always told you to stop looking so hard, it will find you, is because they were cold speaking to you. They didn't want to outright tell you. They were speaking in code. I'm the type of woman that you looking for. That's what they were saying, or trying to say. They related to that. Women don't want you until they need you. Right now, they want to finish getting. They want to get they back blown out by the nigga with the fucking jail record. The nigga that they know ain't gonna be around, but it's so fun to try to get him to be the man that she want him to be. And then the moment that he becomes the man that he want her to be, that she want him to be, she grows tired of him. She gotta get that out of her system. It will find you. And everybody who has fucking found me, guess what? They have not come out of this situation that they went through with Pookie, Ray Ray, 12 Gauge Mike, Little Neck Bone, all them. They have not come out of that situation unscathed. Now, we all change and relationships changes. But I'm talking about there's damage. Like, there's serious ass damage mentally to them. And y'all want to sit here and talk about emotional intelligence. It's not intelligence that you have over men when it comes to emotions. It's the fact that you're more in tune into emotions, whereas men are more in tuned into logic. That's why we need a balance of both our parents in our life, or people who served as that surrogate. Because a woman to teach you, your mother will teach you about about being in tune with your emotions. But a man, a father, would teach you about being in tune with your logic. And it's up to you in life to somehow forge those aspects together to be as perfectly balanced as a fucking Hanzo Hattori sword. There's a purpose. That's on you. And what we're finding today is that we got a lot of bitch made people out here. And I'm so grateful that I realized what direction I was heading in, because I'll be damned. I'll be damned if you're gonna walk all over me. But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here every night, making this type of content live or whatever, talking about, oh, woe is me. I can't. I'm giving you a report card right now. I try to, I just can't. I feel like I'm the type of person. It's been sometimes I make videos right here on this phone. I make videos on this phone, and then I get it out my system, and then I play it back, and I realize I don't want to put this out to the world, but it's out of my system, and I feel like a weight has been off my chest. What you're getting right now is that in live manifestation. Now I'm so grateful that I can do that and don't have to worry about doing it day in, day out. Because there's people I do listen to, like case in point, Obsidian. Like Obsidian, I listen to him a lot. At first, I had kind of iffy thing because I was listening to other people's opinions about him, and then I listened to him himself, and I understand I gotta admit, he keep it 100. He said, "Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm doing this as a business, and I can respect that honesty, but at the same time." When he said he's doing it as a business, and then he made a video talking about how the so-called non-select brothers are the ones that are being called upon to clean up the hoods. Meanwhile, the reason the hood, especially here in South District, Jersey City, the reason it looks the way it does when it comes to black people is because a lot of women choose to not call out Pookie and Ray. They choose to fucking reproduce with Pookie and Ray Ray. But they want me, Mr. Non-Select, Mr. Working Every Day, Mr. EMT. They want people like me in my ilk who don't be about the rowdy and the riffraff. They want us to clean up behind the mess that they let the dudes who blow their back out day in and day out make. Fuck off. Now that on what Obsidian said, I absolutely agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. And people are, you don't care about your hood. Yes, I care about it. I do. I do. But there's only so much I can do. And there's people who do care and feel the way I do, but we're scattered about. We are outnumbered. We don't have the support of the JCPD. Sorry, we don't. I know a lot of black police officers who are quick to say we need to do better as black people, but they aren't out. They're only calling out the guys. They will not call out the Pookieshas, the Pookieshas that reproduce with Pookie. They won't call them out. They won't call out a lot of these treacherous, backstabbing, two-time conniving nigga bitches out here. They won't call them out at all. And see, this is why the Black Manosphere exists. Now, I'm not full 10 toes deep in the Black Manosphere. I'm not. But this is why it exists, because dudes are tired. But I'm starting to notice a lot of dudes don't know how to focus that energy into themselves. They don't know how to focus that energy into having a fucking backbone and be like, you know what? I'm sick of this shit. I am so over this shit. And I need to stand my ground. I don't care if your fucking poom poom was coated in fucking velvet. Look at the type of men that you raised. And yes, it's falling on your shoulders. You can sit there and be like, well, the guys ain't around. You black men. No, I'm not going to be his father. I'm not going to be his surrogate dad. Because all I can remember is the disrespect you gave me. And now you want me to clean up the mess that you made with that nigga? Are you serious? Are you serious? That's not going to happen. Sorry. I'm not sorry. That shit ain't going to happen. So that much with Obsidian, I do agree with. And they make it sound like, oh my God, you just tell you're not going to change anything. What can I do on my own? Nobody listens. And I know there's a lot of brothers out there in general who understand just what I'm going through. Even if you're not black, you understand if she ain't listening, you ain't budging. We always talk about every time we hear a woman get held to task and be held accountable for her actions, the first thing she says is what? But men do it too. I'm like, no, the niggas you reproduce with, the niggas you attracted to do it. Not every man in general, just like every woman I know ain't about that bullshit. I know that. The only thing is that they're not in my immediate vicinity. But women, a lot of y'all need to stop this shared victimhood mentality. Y'all need to stop it. If you are not that type of woman that I'm talking about, stop complaining about how I feel about it. You're saying all women. No, I'm not saying all women. Well, you're saying a lot of them. Yeah, I'm saying a lot of them. But I'm not saying all of them. What are you getting offended for? Am I talking about you and you don't want to admit that you that person? Are you armoring this situation? The hit dog holler. The Noel of the whole situation. Only a friend of mine in the comment section, live stream, he get that reference. He know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. But every time you hold them to task, they always talk about but. I don't know, bitch, give me some but. But shut the fuck up and listen. Oh, man. Oh. Sorry, I'm like really. I know the tag of this of this live stream is the Grateful Podcast. But I'm getting this out because you know what? I for real am so grateful that none of this shit, as much as it surrounds me, I am not tethered to a baby mother. I'm not tethered to being a divorced man. I'm not tethered to a lot of that stuff. But I can tell you, a lot of their decisions have put me where I'm at now, where I'm single. And I admit that. A lot of the situation, it ain't just them, it's me too. There's certain things. But then I look back on it and I'm like, even if I worked harder to become a doctor rather than an EMT, I have to factor in the fact that how much college debt I put myself into. Uh Now that I have to, I got them coming out the woodworks. Oh, he's a doctor. Ooh, he a doctor. And I'm looking at that like you weren't looking at me when I was driving the bus, bitch. You wasn't looking at me when I was pushing the broom, or when I was knee deep in a cardiac arrest. You wasn't looking at me then, right? Right? And this is no knock on a woman's preference. I'm gonna tell you this now. You can go for that all you want. You can go for the ballers. You go for everybody. Put you in a life situation. That's just the biological imperative. I get it. But if you are at a fast food restaurant, you better pipe your expectations down. I don't give a damn how good you look under that goddamn uniform. Pipe your expectations down. I can tell you this from years of being an environmental services worker. A lot of your own female counterparts that worked in the same position look down on you. And I'm like, are you serious? Really? What kind of cognitive dissonance a lot of these females have? They have a lot of it. It's like the swirler. It's like the female swirler who have, I don't know, is it delusion, cognitive dissonance, that you are really in a better standing than the black men in your country. But but I can understand that than the black men in your neighborhoods. But I can understand that to the fact that you have sabotaged black men for years. You have. I'm not saying we aren't accountable. We shouldn't be held accountable for our actions, but your tutelage has sabotaged black men for years, and a lot of men have had to go through a lot of shit to get back, to get right. I was looking at a video. A 26-year-old male found his father was not the deadbeat that his mother told him he was. And she was taking the child support money and spending it on herself and making it sound like she was struggling so fucking hard. That type of stuff. Boy, I am so happy I'm not caught up in that. The only thing that I have, the type of that I feel like, fuck, shit, this is bullshit, is that the only thing I really feel is that I haven't found somebody who's the exception to that. But then again, I'm not delusional to think that if I increase my tax bracket, I'm going to find somebody who's better. No, I'm going to find somebody who's more opportunistic. This whole dynamic, this whole thing about, oh, if a man put me in a type of environment where I can just let loose and just be feminine, I would not be as masculine. Get the fuck out of here. You don't take your shit, get the fuck out of here. Get out. Get out. Get out. My mother was a career woman, career nursing career. She never walked around acting like she wore drawers with dick holes in them. Never. Now, am I looking for somebody like my mother? No, I'm not. Because there can only be one. And there's a lot of stuff that, no, I'm not looking for that. But when it comes to that ethic and being feminine, yes, but not a clone. I don't want no clone. I had enough problems with my mom growing up. You really think I'm looking for that now? Okay? But I can tell you by example, she was a woman and acted like a woman, behaved as such. She the reason why I can look at a lot of women differently out here and be like, despite the differences I had with her, I realize I'm more like her than I thought when it comes to just not taking shit. And I think that's probably why. And I questioned a lot of shit growing up. I did. I questioned a lot of things. Because I was the type of person like, okay, mommy, I do what you want. I'm like, Mom, that makes no sense. Why would you want me to do that and then do that in that order? And she just was like, do as I command, like she was fucking Megatron. That's where the differences came in. I was just maybe a lot of women. I realized from that point, women don't know what logic is. A lot of them don't know what logic is. They feel you should do it their way. Feeling is emotions, and if you don't cater to the emotions, they're gonna fucking argue with you. But as for the whole femininity aspect, I don't want to hear that shit. You can still be a go getter, a career woman, and be in tune with your femininity. And they whole perceive they whole perceived notion of feminine, of being masculine minded. Y'all been listening to Steve Harvey too much. Y'all think because y'all can have so much unpair bonded sex with different men that makes you masculine. You really think that guys out here, we just can stick our hoo hoo dilly in any cha cha and come out of it like, okay, well, I don't care about none of this shit. No, that's how a lot of guys have that false bravado. I don't care about none of this shit. Look at Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon, I know he uses them as a breeding farm. I don't know why he's doing it. But he's not just like somebody like, okay, I don't care about none of these women. I think juggling, the only reason he's able to do that is because of a financial standing that he's on. The dude, I can't. I mean, I can even. I'm looking at it at this point, like, even if I was in Nick Cannon's tax bracket, I cannot be having all these kids, let alone the headaches I have with um the women, their mothers, having multiple mothers. I need one headache in my life, lady. Are you gonna be that? Are we gonna be each other's headache? I mean, besides my own, my own personal things. I'm talking about I only need you, yours, and then of course we can build a family together. But that shit ain't gonna happen. My thing is that I can't be. Masculinity ain't just fucking every woman that you want to fuck. It's about being a stand-up guy, knowing how to avoid drama and conflict, but yet knowing how to handle yourself in that situation and keep a cool head, but know how to handle yourself. And somebody who said it recently that they said, oh, it was Jaguar Wright. She said it in an interview. She was like, back in the day, she was mad niggerish, and she was fearless, but she respect fear now because fear is that tingling in the back of your neck telling you something bad can happen to you. Something bad can happen to you, and that can tell you like something bad can happen to you. People mistake that fear as you not being masculine. No, that's you being accountable. That's you knowing. There's the like the media, like the guy be on the board that viral video. See, we got hairs. You got to fuck around and you got to find out. That's what. Now, being masculine is knowing how to level that, but sometimes you're gonna have to. I got attacked at work about 2 years ago by a PCP patient. He ran out the room, and I got him to the hospital. He ran out the room, and he somehow, so drugged up, saw me as the enemy. I think it's because I was black and he was white. Anyway, um, he started swinging on me, and one of those hit me right there, and I just blacked his eye. And then I had a nigga moment in the hospital. Didn't lose my job, but even my tour chief just recently brought that up. Like he was like the other day at Outlaw, when I saw you, when I heard that guy yelling in the background when you was calling for a radio to the scene, I thought you were in trouble. I thought that was you. I like no. He was like nah. He's like you already saw what you could do before. I like I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that again. I want to be known as the person that's being violent because I have a temper. He hit me and I had to fucking hit him back. Fuck that shit. So, being a man, you gotta know when. You gotta know when to fold. You got, like Kenny Rogers said, you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold, all that shit. He wasn't just talking about playing cards. He talking about in life itself. You gotta know that I'm gonna back off the situation, but I know when to handle it. And then you got a lot of guys out there who are emotional. Yeah, that's what I thought. You a bitch. You blah blah blah. You doing all that, and you gotta be like, all right, man, whatever. All right, you got that gun pointing at me. All right, you whatever you say. A lot of guys be like, if you got that female, be like, oh, you gonna let him say that to shit to you? I bet she got a gun and a knife pointed at both of us, and you want me to fight him. That's how much you care about me? That the moment I get sent to the upper room, you about ready to let this same nigga blow your back out. You gonna be putting money on his commissary in jail? Or you gonna even remember him, or you even gonna testify against him? You don't need no bitch like that in your life who will set you up to die because she wants you to fight for her honor. Like, I was looking at, what's the Joe Rogan experience? What's the female like when she was like, the moment the dude got knocked, the guy she was with, he got knocked out. She just wasn't attracted to him no more. I was like, bitch, are you for real? Are you for real? If she ain't there to help you sit up and be like, yo, all right, you get him next time. You fight again. Just go work harder. Get back in that gym. Get back at it. Work on your shit. No, she ready to leave you, or she ready to have you make sure she put you in a situation where you gonna get sent to the upper room. You don't need nobody in your life like that. You don't. And I'm so happy I avoided that, because it almost happened to me at 23 years old. It almost happened to me at 23. So I can sit here and everything I'm telling you, I went through. And yes, and I'm using references from other people who have made content, because I found they have said things that I related to, but I'm not sitting here manufacturing shit. This is real life, homie. This is real life. Anyway, y'all, I think I rambled on way too long. And I've been live for an hour, almost an hour and a half. Wow. I'm glad that the stream's still here. I had the picture here, but it's missing my logo, my backdrop logo that was made by Zeke Brown. He made a logo, my Cause I'm a Fury logo that was made by somebody who was subscribed to me. I don't know if they're still there, but they made it for me, and I get, I appreciate it for him, but I'm trying to get that back. And let's go to the Fury logo, and let's see if I can find their properties. Let's find it. Let's browse it. Maybe I can bring it back. Let's go to pictures. Oh, maybe it's not there. I'm trying to find it. I'm in a music file, no wonder. Let's go to this PC. I had to find it later. But yeah, it's a couple of things. Yeah, see, a lot of stuff ain't working right now. For some reason, you got my backdrop there, my screensaver. But let's get back to what I was talking about here. All right. Like I said, new computer, new problems. But in all, I think I done got everything off my chest I need to get off. And with you hearing all of that, understand why I call this the Grateful Podcast, because I don't know if you're gonna replay this from the beginning. I don't know if you came in from the beginning. You gotta understand. With that going on, I could have let that consume me completely and not be about a purpose whatsoever. But now you know I'm the type of guy that I'm at this point. Poom Poom is good, but Poom Poom is not a bartering chip for apology. That's one more thing I wanted to talk about too, guys. Hold the ones you're with accountable. Hold her accountable. Just women in general. If they fucked up, do not. If you're in a relationship with them, do not let them apologize with Poom Poom. Let them fix their mouth to say the word "I'm sorry," and they gotta mean it. Cause a lot of them be like, "All right, fine, I apologize, but you gotta understand." No, I'm sorry. I didn't understand or I didn't mean it hurt. No. Don't be like, well, I apologize, but damn, you no. Apologize for real. They don't know how to do that. And a lot of them resort to just basically using sex as a weapon to disarm you and not have to apologize to you. God damn, one of them dogs farted. Um, God damn, that smelled like a. Is that PD or Chip? One of them. God damn. Anyway, that's what happens. It's like the whole Coi Leray situation where she was doing a BET cipher and she started sucking so bad she just started twerking her little bony ass. That's what y'all do. But guys, you gotta hold them to a point where you have to fucking apologize. You have to. Just like, yo, that's the thing. And I think and Obsidian said something else too that was right. And Corey Holcomb said it to a certain degree. Like you gotta a lot of damn, what was it again? Like the reason a lot of women do that they get away with they do the shit they do is because they are allowed to get away with it and they're not checked on it. And that's true. And you made it sound like you made to be the bad guy because you hold them to that accord and be like, nah, mm-mm. And even one of my female friends that I was a F, we were friends with benefits at a certain time. Even she said that like, yeah, you are the type. You're not, you like, you don't budge. Meaning I do budge, but the thing is that I like to hold you accountable. If you said some shit that was completely wrong, and you realize that you fucked up on that, and you realize you was wrong, and you still can't say I'm sorry, we can't be in a relationship. Hell, I can't even find your viscous innards desirable at this moment. That's an MTR reference. Your viscous innards. See, I use that someplace, and they're like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, it means it's something I got from a YouTuber, and it means her, you know what." I've been throwing F and B bombs her pussy. Okay, it means her that. I'm on a live stream. I can give a shit. It's not like I have this video monetized anyway. But they gonna shadow ban me? Fuck out of here. Anyway, it's been real. It's your boy Fury. I gotta get ready for bed because I got work. I gotta do 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. tomorrow. Tuesday I work at my other job from 12 to midnight, and then Wednesday and Thursday I work at my main job at 11 to 11. Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday I'm working only 10 hours at my other job, so I can have at least my weekend and my Monday to myself. And I need the money too, cause these big boy purchases, these hobbies that you need, that you have in life and things and stuff, don't come for free. And if you ain't got a YouTube channel that you can e-bag people off a Patreon channel, you gonna have to work for yourself because you want it for you. I ain't do this because I'm trying to make a make money off of it. It's because I basically want to have shit that I know I can play. I got dual monitors. I got a PC that can run a game on it, games on it. It can be fully upgraded. Hell, I might not buy another console. I might finally understand why the PC people are fucking as snobbish as they are. But I'm not an elitist. I've never been an elitist. I'm in a world of PC gaming, and I can always update my graphics card in the future. I could always do certain things. I could future proof the ball. Hell, I could build another computer that can help me throughout the next few years, like this one will. So anyway, for real this time, it's your boy Fury. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here to the end. You take care too, George. You take care too, man. It's been good. I haven't done a live that I've felt this just in a long time. I haven't done one of these in quite some time where I actually felt like that. You see the other ones I just was doing like in the last few days. I just This is me. This is my wheelhouse, it looks like. More than gaming, more than anything. This is my wheelhouse. And thank you for watching. But I am out, and I will check y'all later. Till next time. Peace.